Today, we've also announced, as the result of a request, new funding for both Bondi and North Bondi life-saving clubs. They used up a lot of their resources in responding to the crisis that we saw last Sunday. Many of these lifesavers also, of course, ran towards danger to provide support, to use the skills that they have to save lives. I'm deeply proud indeed of every hero, as I'm sure every Australian should be, who saved lives last Sunday, and in time we'll make sure that they're appropriately recognised. Before I turn to Commissioner Barrett to give an AFP operational update, I do want to comment on the US strikes on ISIS in Syria that we've seen. These strikes are a direct response to ISIS attacks on US defence personnel. And the actions of the United States government are timely, are swift and are decisive, and we support those actions. ISIS has caused untold suffering around the world, both directly with the actions that they've taken, but also through their evil ideology that they spread. And last Sunday was an ISIS-inspired attack here in Australia. And that evil ideology represents something that should have no place in any consideration of humanity and who we are as global citizens, let alone as Australians. And I support the US government response there. I'll now turn to Commissioner Barrett to give an AFP operational update. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you and good afternoon. Today I will provide a brief update on Operation ARCS. A 24-year-old man charged with 59 offences remains in custody in a New South Wales hospital. The New South Wales Joint Counter-Terrorism Team continues to review evidence and information, including from search warrants conducted as recently as yesterday. The location of the search warrants will not be made public, but let me reassure Australians we are leaving no stone unturned in Australia and overseas in this investigation. There are three clear priorities for the AFP and our partners through the JCTT. We will ensure we prepare a thorough and fulsome brief of evidence to prosecute the alleged offender now before the courts. We will identify the methods, capability and connections of these alleged offenders to determine who the alleged offenders communicated with leading up to the attack. And we will use this information to cast a wider net to identify others who may not be directly linked to this investigation but should be under the attention of law enforcement and intelligence agencies. At the recent Interpol General Assembly, I spoke to police commissioners from around the world about anti-Semitism and how to fight this sickening scourge that eats at our country like a cancer. I will ensure that we have pulled every single lever we can to protect our Jewish community. And this week I revealed those described as hate preachers are being investigated and have been for some time by the AFP. It is clear that some of these preachers have hired lawyers to ensure they do not reach the threshold to be charged for hate speech and other crimes. Some of these preachers know exactly what they are doing and are clearly trying to cause fear and division. The announcement this week to lower the threshold for hate speech will give the AFP greater scope to deter and charge individuals who are injecting and directing poisonous language towards the Jewish community. Operation Avalite, which is now wrapped into our expanded national security investigations teams, continues to monitor the language used by these preachers, and we do not rule out charges under the current legislation. Since the commencement of Operation Avalite 12 months ago, our teams have received crucial training in anti-Semitism, which has helped us in our investigations. This training is ongoing and it will be a key feature of our expanded national security investigations teams. In addition, our community liaison teams continue to engage with the Jewish community to understand their perspectives, their feelings, and to offer reassurance of our commitment to their safety and security. And I want to thank senior Jewish leaders for their time whenever we have requested it. They have been very generous, and I personally want to thank them for the guidance that they have provided to me. Thank you.